for GoldenGlue here on Evil Geniuses, and this is going to be interesting. You do have a lot of split push power. You have Shen up at the side. LeBlanc obviously wants to do this one as well. The actual team fight, not terribly explosive on the EG side, but a lot of globals. The entire bot lane and the top lane on EG can at least influence the other sides of the map. FlyQuest have a more standard-looking team composition. My eye is obviously very much drawn to Jayce versus Shen at the top lane for the spicy one.
Yeah, I mean, this is EG putting more effort and more resources into the Swole Bros. Phreak, GoldenGlue, and Svenskeren, long history from Cloud9. This is going to be them trying to play super offensively because both of the side lanes are more supportive. You have Senna ultimates that can come through to help you out with those 2v2s. Shen stand united. Shen and LeBlanc is one of the most devastating, solo lane combinations. And it turns your mid lane into a very scary area for the Orianna because LeBlanc gets those initiations, gets those, good Shen spots so easily with the multiple distortions that she can pull off. So this is an interesting look for EG. People thought when you're subbing in GoldenGlue and Kumo, you're taking the aggressiveness of your team out of the mid lane. Now they're putting it back in with Champion Select.
And it's going to be fun to watch for. I want to see if he can do it because a lot of the questions were, is this lineup going to work? Honestly, the regular season win rate was higher with Yuzuke and Kumo. The best laner on EG so far this year has been Kumo. You look at the player of the game standings for Evil Geniuses. The leader in player of the games is Yuzuke over there, who got subbed out 10 games in. Like, there is a lot that can tell you that EG maybe was better with the other lineup, but after 10 games, they brought this group in. They stuck with it through playoffs despite the 0-2 start. They said, no, it is still these guys. This is our lineup. These are the players we believe in, and we'll see if they can do it here in Game 4 because they did it in Game 3.
All right. Yep. Again, every single game is a must-win game for EG. The pressure doesn't let up until they're done with the reverse sweep. You have to complete the entire thing. Pushing it to a Game 5 here would be big for them because, this is double elimination, but dropping down to the lower bracket is already pretty scary, as we've seen at the end of the split, a lot of the lower teams having a lot better showings and bigger improvements.
I mean, we've already seen the upsets already. TSM, the higher-seeded team, was, I think, 3 wins above Golden Guardians in the regular season, and Golden Guardians 3-0'd them. EG are not 3 wins above 100 Thieves, and if they can't win both next games, are going to face them next up right here. And yes, that is scary. There is no, qualifier gauntlet at the end of summer. It's a new look here in the LCS. Spring split playoffs do not impact Worlds positioning. It is only how summer split playoffs go. If you do not make top 3, you are not going to Worlds. Your season is over. Goodbye. You tried your very best. And EG, if they lose this series, they lose 100 Thieves, they finish 7th, 8th, goodbye, they are done. That's kind of what's in front of them if they can't turn things around. I like this draft. I think this comp can totally work. I think this can be very good for them, but the question is, can they make it work at the end of the day? It's going to be fun to watch for. GoldenGlue has had some carry games. He's had some solid performances. Now on LeBlanc, it's a lot on him.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see if they can actually step up to what they've drafted here with the gameplay, because you have to follow through on what you've set out for yourself in the early game. Yes, it does require the Shen on the top side, getting to your level 6 before you really get the full benefit and start to go for those invades. But already out of the gate, you can go for level 1, try and get some vision down to set up the Graves for better jungle tracking, for invading early on. Graves with red buff is terrifying, at the early stages, especially if your mid lane matchup is LeBlanc Orianna. Orianna requires a couple of levels, more points to get into W before she gets control of the minion wave a little bit easier. She's much more scaling. LeBlanc right out of the bat can set up gank super easily with distortion chains.
An easy defensive warding here by Svenskeren. Start the recall at about 45, start your trinket at 50, switch out to sweeper, off you go. It's a nice way to start things out. If you want to go for a defensive jungle opening, just do that. It's very easy to do. Same thing happened for Santorin here. But something that everyone should strive to do in your own solo queue game. Not going for the hard invade. Get the wards down.
Exactly. Get the most out of your trinket spot. Meanwhile, it looks like it is going to be both bottom side start and their I thought they were actually going to add some extra damage to the Graves clear, but they're just going to start in lane a little bit delayed. The reason they're doing this, they don't want to give away the opening for Svenskeren, because again, Graves, if you start red, you can go for a lot of possibilities, and it kind of makes the other jungler keep that in their mind, play a little bit more defensively.
Svenskeren right now taking basically 0 damage. He fights the blue buff, can heal up against it, no big problem. But Volibear is a camp ahead right now, got the really heavy leash, feeling really good about going red to Raptors and knocking that whole thing out. Mid laners trade back and forth as PoE and GoldenGlue both could electrocute off. You see PowerOfEvil going for a trading pattern rune, right? Matching electrocute so that when a fight comes through, he can hit him back with Q auto W, stay alive, and keep the health bars flowing pretty reasonably. Phase rush often done when there is CC in the gank pattern, and you know, to run away from things like Graves. In this case, PoE really wanted to be able to deal enough damage to fight back in the 1v1. So that's going to go just fine for now. Early bot lane pressure looks like level 2 is going to be at almost the exact same time, but the extra caster minion means each can get it first, except for that volley. Not going to matter at the end of the day. They're just kind of waiting around. Health packs from IgNar stacking up.
I like the nice little Q2 from Banks, seeing the angle there. Right through Zeyzal, gets a little tag. It's the little things in your trading in lane when you're trying to get some damage back on things like Bard that can be so annoying when you're running a melee support like that.
And it's going to be another one most likely. WildTurtle going to get slowed again. Attack for the soul, decent damage there. Bang walks away, almost a stun. Zeyzal making sure he walks to the right enough that if Bard ever lanes the Q, it won't go into a wall. No problem there. Easy walk away. Very small early gold lead to FlyQuest, I will say. It's Santorin pretty much continually one camp ahead. Be the fact that a leash is really helpful for that one. He's going to be in position in time for the first scuttle, whereas Svenskeren doing a full clear instead and ignoring those river camps. But it will mean the total camp count will be close to tied. Nice sidestep, PoE not getting rooted. But again, able to trade back with GoldenGlue, lands enough auto attacks to get the electrocute off. Tahm not quite going to put him in turret range, so losing some health though. Huni having a good time right now. A little bit down in farm, but not too bad. Santorin sees Svenskeren, says okay. Doesn't even take any of the small Krugs, and they are both on 6 camps.
And seeing Volibear up there, you know he just got top crab, so you immediately need to get bottom crab. And Svenskeren's going to do that while the recall is going off. You can get there slightly ahead of the Volibear if you have to run all the way from topside rather than recalling and then running from base. But it is pretty close on the timing, and if you're a little bit slow with it, you can definitely get punished. Solo here, kind of playing around, does have the phase rush, so should be able to get off the recall.
Yeah, it looks like Solo was trying to go for the recall regardless. He was out of mana. He's like, you know, I'll just trade as hard as I can, try to chunk Huni's health bar, and look, I'm recalling anyway, so who cares? Doesn't go all that well, but now a fight towards Zeyzal as the jump over the wall is in. He might have to get away, gets the stun. Now damage towards Santorin. TP's coming in. Is it going to be enough? Santorin's dangerously low. The flash follows. Svenskeren can't look at the damage as IgNar is blocking the auto attacks that are skill shots. Root on IgNar won't matter either, and that TP from GoldenGlue will not get anything done. He is out of lane. He may bleed some farm, but there will not be any kills.
Those extra few seconds, Svenskeren opting to run down from Krugs rather than recalling for the first purchase, then heading to Scuttle Crab, actually make a difference because he was able to finish the Scuttle Crab, be there for Zeyzal out of the attempted Bard tunnel gank for FlyQuest, and turn that right around. Bunch of summoner spells burned, as you said, but honestly, you know, these offensively burned summoner spells, even though it feels like, oh, that team created so much, they can be punished just as much as a flash that was burned in escape to save your life, even though it kind of feels off. So meanwhile, the pelting of damage onto WildTurtle here under the tower continues.
It's working well, and I mean, Tahm Kench not typically an aggressive laner, one you win a lot of lanes with, but right now the farm lead in the bot lane is +10. Bang would love to get the last auto one turtle for another soul, but can't quite get it. Huni, meanwhile, holding on okay in this matchup, is taking some damage. Solo obviously harassing quite a bit, but a 3 CS difference with Huni not even TPing back to lane yet is great. Huni obviously going for as much of Bramble Vest or maybe Ninja Tabby as he can when that recall does come through. Also, level 6 Shen is a great thing to watch for as well. So Huni going to feel pretty comfortable with the fact that he's not really getting punished here, as you know, a Cole and a Longsword comes through. It's not that much more threat from Solo.
Yeah, I mean, if they have another one of these skirmishes, and I'm looking at the first support recalls, because we have had so many in this series, first support recalls very quickly over to the top side of the map, you know, looking for some play around some vision setting up or around a scuttle crab. Those could be punished right now with both supports blowing their flashes in the previous bottom attempt. Now you've got the Stand United. So EG have such a big extra card with Huni still having teleport and Stand United. I think FlyQuest are going to have to look to scale here. They're the ones with the Orianna mid. They need more time just farming away for PowerOfEvil. If EG try and force something, I would say FlyQuest probably would err on the side of just giving it up rather than having a confrontation. But Santorin and IgNar are already at least getting in and doing the vision work for themselves, setting up. They don't want to give up the dragon without saying anything about it. But man, it is going to be so difficult. Solo has no teleport, and Huni's got everything.
Yeah, Solo takes his second recall for a mana pool and gets himself a pickaxe out of that one as Huni's going to finally take his first of the game as -1 CS difference. Gets the Bomby Cinder, gets some more health, gets some more armor, and he's going to actually walk back to lane as well. Okay, there's the TP. He's going to go for it after all. But Huni's got to feel real comfortable about this one. He's got to have, a small XP lead off the fact that he didn't walk to lane a second time. I think he's, already level 7 to Solo currently being 6 right now. This has got to feel real good. Huni doing great in this matchup where he had to blind pick the Shen. Solo said, okay, I'm going to play this Jayce into you and isn't getting that much done just yet.
A little bit of damage traded in preparation for it, but I was looking for a possible force for EG on that bottom side with the little opening. Solo pushing out really quickly though after an aggressive trade and getting a little bit of chip damage on the health bar does set them up for a little bit bigger of an opportunity to answer. And with level 6, Santorin has a lot more safety for some of these team fights. You can ult out, you go unstoppable during your ultimate in addition to gaining the extra health. So it's actually a really good escape tool in some of these mid-game fights where it's really scary about engaging on somebody and seeing the Shen ultimate start to channel. You don't have to fully commit to it. You can jump out, going unstoppable.
All right, well, mid lane fight once again as some damage goes back and forth. 10 CSD, PowerOfEvil winning in the mid lane there. Had to, I believe, blind the matchup. GoldenGlue said, okay, I see Orianna. I will raise you a LeBlanc, and so far so good for PowerOfEvil. GoldenGlue waiting around for maybe some more pressure in the mid game, but not there just yet. Pewee not even going for many defensive options. It's blasting one first item for him. Feeling very comfortable as Huni is going to play a bit on the back foot. Goes for a nice little taunt combo. Puts on the dodge. Solo knocks him right back out of it. And then back to the auto attacks. Huni going to take a lot of damage here. Waiting on the Q. Gets the empowered shock blast. Nicely done by Solo. Huni going to try to regen off that one. And FlyQuest feeling comfortable off everything else. Grab this Drake right in front of that ward. They don't even care.
Yeah, and it's with Svenskeren on the top side of the map. So you see this aggressive playing Jayce, and FlyQuest get the dragon. In exchange for it, though, EG trying to make a play to punish Solo, but he's backed off.
Good damage. Svenskeren going to find the red buff slow. Knocked back by Solo. Not going to get hit by the other half of the Q either, so an easy trade away from him. Huni nowhere near in range play for that one. Santorin feeling good. Already got the Drake. He's top side of fight for the Scuttle Crab. Maybe a smite fight. GoldenGlue is here, so Santorin could be a target. As you mentioned, he has ult, and it's very easy to get away with that one. End of the day, no problem at all. Svenskeren claims it.
So for like probably 10 years, we've been saying, go to the source of the global, attack the source of the global. But EG are the ones with the global, with the Shen ultimate, and they are the ones who went to the source of it, kind of taking away a lot of the power of the early Shen Stand United possibilities. And since Solo's got Phase Rush, it's also pretty easy for him to play defensively. You can proc Phase Rush on the Graves as soon as he ganks you and then run out, as we saw demonstrated there. So I think FlyQuest playing the early stages really well, considering they are facing the top side. Shen, Graves, LeBlanc, which is pretty good at trying to play offensively and get an offensive Stand United by forcing more on the opponent's team. So good on FlyQuest playing around that, but I'm looking for EG to be a little bit more aggressive. They still level 9 now, still has not found an opening to use it.
And worth pointing out that EG are actually bleeding gold a little bit over the course of this game. You're seeing the minion farm grow in the mid lane. PowerOfEvil really beating GoldenGlue here in the mid lane. This was one of the matchups we expected to be very FlyQuest favored. We expected that in the previous series as well, but Demonte really played up against against Bjergsen, I should say. In this case, BOE having a very good time in this lane, farming up well on the Orianna. Finally going to take a recall for him. Has TP back up, and EG now moving around towards, well, it is kind of the source of the global, but it is also towards Rift Herald, which is the only neutral objective alive right now. Huni and Solo fighting. That's a nice taunt, some decent damage here, and actually really good damage here on a Solo, dropping him down below half HP. Huni can just walk away from that one, claim some of the minions. No big problem there, won't bleed much. One turret plate was taken topside, so it is a 10 CS difference and a plate for Solo. That's a lot of what the gold lead
Ashe
is right
coming.
now. Ashe arrow coming indeed, looking for the stun. They're gonna find Zeyzal. Is he the target they want? Stun's layered in, now in goes GoldenGlue, but stun back. Not gonna find much to do. Nice play by Santorin, I believe got some of that to happen with the Q. Now diving right back in, bang, pulled back in with a shockwave, a lot of damage. The health bars are low, barely staying alive, and that is a huge tempered fate. Some shields come across, but not onto many of them. Still trying to kite away, still trying to stay alive, and they just barely will do so. Huni gonna walk away. FlyQuest feel like they got the better of that fight, but Svenskeren claimed the Rift Herald and no one died, so feels EG favored.
Yeah, FlyQuest will have a little bit of time to push out minion waves, but honestly, I think EG really happy with getting away with that Rift Herald. They teleport GoldenGlue down to the bottom side, so they actually don't lose those minions out. And most of the FlyQuest chase down there doesn't get them anything. EG, pretty happy, actually, with the way that one went. I was teetering between, okay, FlyQuest should probably just make the call to keep Turtle down bottom side and, you know, get some turret plates by hand. The Ashe was almost up at the tower already by himself, and then, you know, the rest of the team kind of pokes around the Rift Herald, maybe delay them a bit. Turtle, at the worst, would get one turret plate. Sometimes you can even get two in that timing. But since he shot arrow and actually walked all the way up to that fight, they didn't get anything back for that attempt by EG. They did blow some flashes and landed some nice AoE damage, but no follow-up means no money.
And Turtle just attacks the Krugs and realizes it's going to be pretty slow going. Might get the small one before it resets. Nope, not going to get much done. He's going to lifesteal to full, whatever, no big deal. Blue going to be handed off to GoldenGlue, and you can see the duo lanes have gone back to their respective lanes. Bang has not been sent back to the mid lane just yet. They haven't sent the duo there, not at least till turret plates drop, maybe. They're not getting plates bot lane regardless. But GoldenGlue will be back in the mid lane to face off against PowerOfEvil, so no big moves just yet around the map. We got to see the Herald summon soon, though, and it should be into the mid lane as turret plates are going to fall. And indeed, there is the Herald summon. This time around, EG may haven't actually crashed into the turret.
The minions are dead, Phreak! The minions are dead!
PowerOfEvil
Shelly's
can try
clear
to
to go!
It's not going to matter.
She's
320 gold goes to Svenskeren. If the Herald charges, that range is global. He is a rich man. And it means there is a, still, to be fair, 1,300 gold lead for FlyQuest.
So last time around in the game, we were like, all right, the only thing you have to worry about is minions stopping your Rift Herald. This time, to be fair, there were two things they had to worry about with Bard on the team. But man, Santorin forced to flash out.
Yeah, that is damage on him. Did not have the ability to ult away. I believe it was up from cooldown, but would have been a little bit slower than flashing out of range, so that's going to be gone. And with a low health bar jungler, they're going to look at Baron. Now, not Baron, sorry, but the Infernal Drake, Svenskeren smites up in about 3 seconds. If they don't do too much damage too fast, it'll be up in time. No big worries there. Chunked a little bit lower. Santorin not going to go for the attempt. Yep, out we go. Not much of a chance. Smite will be saved from Sven. Doesn't burn it there. They're going to grab this one, no problem. Luden's Echo done for PoE, though. He's going to feel nice, but still. 1,500 gold to the one side. Cole being part of that from Solo. Drake 1 for 1 on the other side of the map.
And Luden's Echo, obviously, the much more early game-oriented build for Orianna. We saw previously, you know, the Seraphs really like the scaling on it. Actually, taunt under tower.
That is a lot of damage. Solo was nearly dead. The shield is enough to help him stay alive. Senna ult not going to land. He would have been about 80 health without the Ori shield, so pretty important that PoE could show up. End of the day, this man will stay alive, but that is the danger you have when you try to hit turrets against Shen. Huni playing the matchup fairly well. He is bleeding farm, 22 CSD, pretty meaningful to be clear, and that, of course, is part of the gold lead in this game.
All right,
like a taunt you'd want. Yeah, taunt, dodge zone, really good damage. I mean, Solo TP'd in and is immediately at half health, and Huni is fine.
Yeah, I mean, generally, too, the Shen trades are all early loaded. Here's a roam, though.
Can he bait him in? Yes, he can!
Oh,
that is LeBlanc. That is first blood. Huni helping with the teammates to win in top lane.
Huni with the acting there. I like that because so many top laners, you know, give it away with some aggressive positioning, but he's like, oh, I'm going for a ward. He walks back in a diagonal down the river, kind of, you know, baiting Solo here, and he's like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to get some vision for myself. Good juicy poke target, right?
Yep.
Wrong. They've got friends in the brush, Graves and LeBlanc.
All right, it doesn't do enough to tie the game up, though. Evil Genius is still down about 500 gold right now, as the farm leads are pretty big. 30 CS in the mid lane. PowerOfEvil, every time I look back, it's a new digit in the 10th place here. Let's see if EG can keep going, though. It's not too bad. You've got the pretty standard build for Svenskeren going into Umbral Glaive second. It makes him pretty much 2-hit wards, or 2-hit control wards, 1-hit the regular ones, which is nice, because Graves can't get 4 auto attacks off very easily. No, GoldenGlue going to fight over ward control, and now they are bringing in Shen. They are going back for solo. Now the man has flash, but he's rooted in place, which makes the taunt easy, which makes the kill come through, and they are targeting the side lane, and it is working for EG.
That is the LeBlanc Shen combination that we were talking about, how scary it is. LeBlanc ganks for Shen, Shen then ganks for LeBlanc. Boom, another kill for them. Top side, though, does get taken down by WildTurtle. FlyQuest will get a turret for themselves. That was also first turret bonus. Extra 150 gold. Not too shabby for him.
Yeah, and it means the gold lead remains with FlyQuest, because they've got an ahead AD carry. With the 2 kills, I think mid is actually pretty close, which is important to look at. Obviously, with the fact that Solo keeps dying now, Huni has built himself a level lead, if not quite up in gold. But that means EG have kind of built some of the components they need to make this game feel better. You almost completed a little while back from Solo off of that death, and ready to get back on the map and try again against GoldenGlue.
Yeah, they're also building the map layout they want. You know, map setup for EG, when you can get the side lane towers down, that's where you really start to feel the burn of LeBlanc and Shen split push and trying to make more of those repeat plays, those assassinations. So GoldenGlue does get bottom tower eventually traded for that top tower from FlyQuest, but FlyQuest just burned through Rift Herald number 2, acquired in the hands of Santorin for their response.
Well, gold leads Svenskeren, gold leads Solo still. WildTurtle obviously rich off the turret gold as well, makes him feel pretty comfortable, but mid lane has become close. They're actually basically tied, thanks to the fact that GoldenGlue got 2 kills to make up for the farm difference. The roams have been good. The game is close. EG looking to keep the reverse sweep going. They got the game 3 win. They're playing game 4 competently, and it feels like they have a win condition in their eyes as well, right? They're executing the side lane plays. They're getting those picks. And now we'll see the Drake spawn in just under a minute's time, and I'm curious if EG feel like they can 5v5 for it, or if they go for a turret take as a trade for that objective.
I think regardless, their setup looks very similar, because they do want to have side lane pressure always with this comp. LeBlanc split pushing one side, Shen split pushing the other. You want to have those side waves pushing and getting attention from your opponents to draw them away from their setup, and then you get to collapse and look for your pincer attack, basically. This time around, FlyQuest, their 5-on-5 isn't as stable since they've got the top lane Jayce, and they do rely on some poke landing. You know, Bard ultimate looking for picks, Ashe arrows looking for picks and stuff like that. So you have to be really worried about your vision and your setup, but there are a lot of ways in for Evil Genius's flanks. If they can get the side wave pressure working for them, then they get, you know, minion wave advantages, they get small objective advantages before looking for those collapses.
Well, FlyQuest getting mid lane pressure. The wave is gone, and this turret is going to follow suit. 2-1 in turrets right now, and mid still being attacked and defended by EG. So FlyQuest move around and play for some wards. Problem is, GoldenGlue is already in the back of the pit. There's a control ward in here for Svenskeren, chunked down to 2/3. Ward control going back and forth, but GoldenGlue just going to sit inside the pit, and the Drake gives it away! Oh, Grayson, I'm so sorry. Now he's got a Shen. Now they're going for the play. He goes in for the fight, and they're going to find themselves a taunt and a kill, and Solo is 0-3. GoldenGlue's on the run. Jukes away from Volibear. He's alive. You've never caught the man in your life. He's Jack Sparrow in this one, and now it's looking for the re-engage. Bang wants in for a slow, looking for something. Solo is dead for 25 seconds. Is there a re-engage? It is 5v4. They're going to recall GoldenGlue and TP him back into this fight. This is EG looking forward. IgNar finds a stun. Huni is safe, and now they go for the Drake. TP back into the mid lane. Evil Geniuses with 3 unanswered kills so far. IgNar coming back around for some vision, but they have given up the ghost. They said, you know what? You outplayed it. It is yours. We will maybe try to steal, but we will not win this fight. Santorin may look, but it won't work. And now GoldenGlue finds poke onto PowerOfEvil. 2 Drakes now for Evil Geniuses. Gold lead finally theirs for the first time all game. And EG looking good in game 4.
Yeah, even though it's pretty comical, that's not exactly the way you want to start out your surprise attack.
Of course not.
with you being closer range to the dragon, so dragon's going to target you. But he still makes it work. GoldenGlue just takes his distortion back in. He's like, okay, we got the Shen on. Then all systems go here. Everybody in. And he
Yes.
still finds a good taunt for Huni upon arrival. So kill and objective acquired. That's what matters for them, despite the early antics.
And I gotta give a lot of credit. I love Bang's second item here. Cleaver makes a lot of sense on Senna in a lot of comps when you're fighting tanks. You are not really fighting tanks in this game. You are trying to kill a backliner. You're trying to two-hit the Jayce. You're trying to kill the Ashe in the backline. So Duskblade second is maximum burst against squishies for Bang. And that is what this comp needs. It's what he wants to do. I like this a lot. This should feel really comfortable. EG, I think, are in a good spot to keep winning in this game. But I don't want to sell FlyQuest short. They are tied in gold. They've got a very nice team fight comp. Just a matter of if everyone else can step up because Solo's getting picked on.
Especially Phreak, because as we mentioned with Graves builds Black Cleaver himself, since cooldown reduction also super good on Graves. So Svenskeren can shred their armor for Bang as well. It works for all of your teammates, and if you have lethality plus shredded armor, that just makes your lethality hit even harder.
Yep. So good stuff right here. Finally, some turrets again on the board. Evagenius is tying up that scoreline, still unanswered in kills. Turrets 2-1 to their favor as well as items are coming through. Early QSS for Zeyzal so we can tank Ashe arrows and bring champions to safety. Muramana finally comes through, so that's a nice power spike for Bang. A good on-hit damage there. Very, very front-loaded, right? Auto Q from Senna is a lot of damage. Duskblade is on the first auto. Your passive's on the second. It's a lot of pain right there, and they get really, really chunked. It's a good feeling. It feels great to be on that spike with Senna. Bang is a threat in team fights right now. GoldenGlue catches the wave. He's still down in CS. PoE is farming very, very well. He's not been attacked just yet. And we'll see when EG's next push forward is going to be.
And again, so much attention to how they want to set up the map for their push forward, wanting to push on the sides. Already getting to work on bottom, you can see Huni with the extra minion wave built up there. For Shen, his Stand United is available, his teleport is available. So even though Jayce has teleport and can answer, the channel time for teleport being increased really makes it a lot more difficult. Huni, though, with a flank.
He's going to find a ton. He's going to find a lot of damage. Here comes Senna. Oh, he flashes, so he can't get auto just yet. Ult comes down, but here is GoldenGlue. Looks for the chain. Can't find it just yet. There's a root coming in. Q. Auto. A lot of health bar gone, but IgNar finally drops it. Costs the ulti, though. Now Huni's in the front line. Dodge zone is up, but he's running out of health because there's mages hitting him. A Senna shield is not going to be enough, and Turtle claims the kill onto Huni. A nice trade, a nice answer. Support for top lane is a fight that FlyQuest will take. GoldenGlue gets a chain, gets some damage on a solo, but not enough to kill. A red buff steal comes through. Out they go. EG, though, really don't come away with a team fight win, only a red buff steal.
Yeah, it was a really nice flank from Huni to get up behind IgNar, but then got a little bit hyphy with the overchase with the flash into the brush, where you're flashing not only to get the pick for your team, but you're flashing into DPS range of all the carries of FlyQuest, and EG had a hard time following up on that with their DPS, so FlyQuest, good job getting the turnaround kill even after well set up flank here from Huni. He's there upon arrival for IgNar, waiting with open arms, lands the taunt. Then GoldenGlue, his chain does get juked, but Bang lands the snare from Senna, which is just what they needed.
Oh, and round two, they found him again, but he's going to portal over the wall and stay safe. IgNar is probably going to get away from this one. Yeah, Svenskeren sees that Santorin's in the way, blocking the shots, no kill coming through, but you are seeing summoners getting forced. You're seeing damage come through. EG still playing the aggressor with a 500 gold lead.
And during that time, too, during the replay, during the time we see IgNar getting caught, PowerOfEvil jumps on the side wave. Every side wave means 30 more seconds for your team to try and go take out some of this vision in advance of the dragon. Ocean Dragon up here, 34 seconds left on the clock. FlyQuest trying desperately to get there first. PowerOfEvil push 2 waves on top. Huni's trying to deal with them now, and they're fishing around for some picks.
Looking for a little bit of poke, not doing too much yet to Santorin. GoldenGlue is low on mana, and that is a concern. Blue buff is not here, so PoE has everything he needs. GoldenGlue does not, and that's going to be kind of a risk. That is one thing to be concerned about. Paying a little bit low as well, but that mana pool is obviously very, very large. It is a Muramana champion, and now the Drake is alive. In 2 seconds, EG already have 2. They'd love to get on Soul Point, but they don't really have the map control to do it. They do have Scuttle Crab. That helps. They know they can't be snuck up on, but FlyQuest are still playing the brush. And again, the Drake gives away the positioning.
They want to let FlyQuest start it. EG want to keep playing the map. They've got Shen on a tower, auto-attacking it. This is great for them. They're looking for flanks. They're looking for surgical kills.
Tahm, Kench, ult brings some of the squad around. They're going for the play. Shen over the top as well. Is it going to be enough? Here comes the engage. Nice smite comes through. That is a Drake steal. And Santorin's already out of health. IgNar is the target. TK is going to be running in with the squad. IgNar's trying to run away for his life. Just barely lives. Turtle almost dies. Santorin almost dies. IgNar almost dies. Almost a 3 for 0 for EG, but it is 3 for 1 in terms of Drakes.
Yep, double flashes blown on the side of FlyQuest. Only GoldenGlue blew his on the side of EG. He's just dodging away from one of the arrows. But again, the flank, the LeBlanc Shen we're talking about for the surgical kills here, flanks around, gets into the back, threatens the carries. WildTurtle has to flash away. And man, the Dragon Smite really finding home here for Svenskeren. That is big, setting up an Ocean Soul for themselves with split push advantage and split push pressure going their way. EG also finding the objective is huge.
And Solo, of course, hasn't built defenses all game long. I mean, if you start really delaying your real damage on Jayce, it just kind of sucks to suck the whole time, and in most cases, you'd have died anyway, but chunked to half by LeBlanc combo.
Yeah, so again, the LeBlanc Shen, always going to look for your AD carry, goes into the backside, but looking at the Dragon, Volibear actually ults away from it to try and go peel for his team, so made it pretty easy for Graves to pick it up. And then all scramble here for FlyQuest. They're happy to get everybody out alive, though. IgNar just barely with the self-heal off of the Shrine is able to limp away. And thankfully for FlyQuest, that was not the Ocean Soul because they did take away that Cloud Drake earlier. But yeah, man, the next one is going to be so big for them. And the split push is still going to be difficult to deal with. You know, Huni's going to get level 16 soon along with GoldenGlue, and he's well equipped to go for this poke style play with LeBlanc.
Ooh, nice ulti, buys some time. Ult's not going to kill thanks to Guardian as Solo shows up, so IgNar going to stay alive. And again, he just every single time limps away. He's going for a tankier build, right? Dead Man's Plate's coming soon. He's got a little Magic Mantle there as well, trying to keep himself survivable enough, and that's been the case. IgNar is staying alive against the Assassins, but it means he doesn't have the more defensive options to help his teammates stay alive, right? There's no Locket coming soon, no Knight's Vow, no Redemption, so that can be its own concern. Huni, really comfortable bot side. GoldenGlue nearby as well. Hey, look, free turret damage. We take those. 3 turrets to 2 so far. Looking at number 4, but not quite enough just yet. They're going to kite away as reinforcements have arrived, but that turret so dangerously low means it's going to be on the chopping block soon.
Yep, the solo laners that were subbed in for EG making it work really well here. Once again, still must-win game for them. Down 2 in the series to FlyQuest. They can even it up and push it to game 5 here. During this time on the minimap, you saw PowerOfEvil every chance he takes on Orianna, or he takes every chance that he gets to go push those side waves out to try and buy themselves more time when dealing with this vision. It is a little bit dangerous, but he's got flash available. His teleport is also available, and his team is now in the area, so maybe they can get a punish off on GoldenGlue. No flash on the LeBlanc, but Banshees is coming up soon to block a spell.
Oh, this is a 3v1. GoldenGlue, he's going to burn the W. When do they come in? Here comes the play. Smites to get rid of the Banshee's Veil. Shock over the top. You are not going to live through this one, but Shen shows up anyway. Trying to cut away. He's ignited. He's going to drop down, and he's just delivered Huni into the team. But here comes the re-engage. Taunt on a 1. Damage on a Turtle. He's staying alive, though, for now, and the re-engage towards Huni's going to be good enough. They're going to drop down this Shen. He's dodging as long as he can, and now a double-tempered fate means even more is coming over the top. Bang is running out of health. Zeyzal will bring him back, but now here comes the re-engage. Solo is in. He finds number 1. They're going to go for the rest. Svenskeren's flashing for his life. Solo will not die, but Santorin, he's got to kite away. They got to be careful. Zeyzal burns a stopwatch. He will drop as well. It's a 4 for 0, and Baron is right there on the screen.
Huge team fight for FlyQuest Phreak. They send everybody at GoldenGlue. No flash on LeBlanc. As soon as he uses the distortion, everybody in, and the commitment for EG to try and fight them afterwards means it is Baron. That is not just a pick-off on one of the side laners. That is everything for them. They Abyssal Voyage in, they stand united to try and bail him out, but he was dead to rights. FlyQuest are able to bite off the end of the split push here, and man, they get a bunch of rewards after it.
This is absolutely huge. The game has turned around. EG was up 2,500, and they were playing their game plan. It felt like they had done it, and they're ready to close out Game 4 with control of the map. But that play on the top side, the 3v1 on GoldenGlue, they got the chase down, they got the resulting team fight, so Baron has been picked up, and the gold lead is 1,300. GoldenGlue playing on a brush, wants to pick up IgNar, wants to find a play. Blue are going to spot him, though, so no pick up there, but Svenskeren's jumped over the wall, and they have more. GoldenGlue, oh, he stuffs the W under the wall, doesn't go anywhere there, and can't find the damage. Now Baron buff on. EG would love Ocean Soul, but this game has turned. The Baron buff stats make this fight difficult to win. Huni in top lane does not have ult, only has TP. Zeyzal brings one back, but they gotta be careful. Bang over the wall, he's gonna stay alive. But how about the re-engage? Zeyzal burns QSS, puts on the shield, he's still gonna go down. 1-for-0, ult over the top, WildTurtle will not go down, but the team is low on health. GoldenGlue's clone in the front line, they find a single kill. They get the shutdown from Huni, and now Bang wants to chase back in. The health bars are so terribly low. It's 4 of FlyQuest out of health, stuck on the wrong side of the map. And this means Ocean Soul, despite the Baron buff, EG take the fight, and they win it.
Phreak, this is just a seesaw of a game right now. EG, with the extra healing off that soul too, can stay on the map, can get the minion waves pushing once again. They don't even have to go for the instant reset. This is the replay of the pick. It was beautifully blown. You know, even with the Banshee's Veil there, they have all the answers. Santorin just smites it off, and they can burst him down just in time. Then kind of the stragglers of the arrival, all teleports committed. They finish off the kill onto Huni before the rest of the DPS can actually arrive. You know, Svenskeren walking up on the graves. At this point, it is lost for them, and they have to try and get people out. Svenskeren flashes down the river, but does get initially chased off, and Zeyzal is unable to kill Santorin. Did you see him escape with like 40 HP? All members of FlyQuest still alive. All members wearing Baron buff. Right into replay number 2. Let's just keep going with it then. Devour gets Bang out of the Ashe arrow and over the wall. So you see Solo chasing him around. He's unable to get anything done for most of this team fight. Look at that big AoE for them. They chunk him down. Turtle and PowerOfEvil and IgNar all just out of the fight.
Graves, Senna, LeBlanc all got to ult the exact same spot on 4 or 5 people. That was a huge deal. Big credit to Zeyzal. Grabbed Bang, walked to the wall, make sure he could spit him out into safety. Solo had already burned Flash on the last team fight, so couldn't chase down Bang. And suddenly Ocean Soul means if the team fight is slow at all, they will drain tank your team. There's healing reduction on Ashe. WildTurtle has picked up Executioners that will cut into Ocean Soul. But Evil Geniuses have felt like with that fight right there, are in the lead again.
I mean, Ocean Soul just goes such a long way, especially, you know, for split pushers like LeBlanc that will sometimes have a difficult time getting health back. No problem now. Plus with the safety of the spell shield, even some of the pick tools like, oh, hey, Bard ultimate into Ashe arrow and that type of stuff. You have to get off that Banshees first before you're able to pick them off. So unless you have another perfect setup like last time where you have all members of your team in the area ready to collapse on him, it's very difficult to once again relieve some of the split push pressure.
Alrighty, well, still a 300 gold lead, but the Ocean Soul isn't going away. Massive regen for EG makes their front line incredibly tanky. Zeyzal and Huni going to be big beneficiaries of that one. Ocean isn't, oh my gosh, WildTurtle. WildTurtle, he's trying to stay alive. He gets a couple of shields, but there's a taunt on the front line as well. Goodbye, you are dead. The dives just constantly show up. Huni over the top of GoldenGlue with Svenskeren and Bang helping. No way for Turtle to live. His first death of the game somehow. But we'll see if they can get any more. It's a 5v4 to Siege, more chunks towards Solo. GoldenGlue takes a lot of damage, but it's time for Ocean Regen. It's time to get your health bar back up regardless. This kind of Siege is what Ocean Soul does so well, and that means, look at this, a couple of heals in from Senna, another chunk in towards Santorin. This turtle, this tower, I should say, is going to lose its shell.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy to watch. Now LeBlanc's combo of, distortioning in, continually looking for poke, even if you punish it, because she just dealt damage to you, does also get that regen, plus the Senna heals, and it just becomes an ongoing nightmare that you constantly have to deal with. How do you stun? How do you stop this LeBlanc? Has Banshees, has healing, stand united behind him, and your answers are trying to poke it off with maybe a volley, and then what, like a flash Volibear Q stun to try and keep her in place and burst her down? It's so difficult. These are the types of LeBlanc games where you kind of dream of. You have so many options open to you, and you can just go so hard with your offensive play.
Well, it could look really good. Keep watching how EG tries to play this game out. Clearly they have wanted to play this style, and it has worked out for them. The dynamic duo of GoldenGlue and Huni have done a lot of work, and the supporting cast, no slouches either. Wave cleared away, Bang on his way to continue the scaling going on. As Svenskeren now has his own spell shield, continue to stack for a very cast-focused build, right? Second lethality item is in, really wants to be there just to press R. And that, I mean, that's what Bang and Svenskeren are doing, is they are pressing R as LeBlanc goes in. It's going to be enough damage that they finish killing whoever that backliner is. And IgNar doesn't have enough peel to keep that from happening. We've got Locket coming finally. That's the item we needed to see out of IgNar. I don't hate the Dead Man's Plate. He needed it for himself. I get it. But it meant Locket was late, and it means he couldn't help keep that team alive for longer. Maybe we want to see a Knight's Vow out of Santorin pretty soon. Maybe for PowerOfEvil, I'm not sure. But you almost want the backline safety in that case.
And I want to widen the discussion here for a moment too, just looking at EG as they're on the precipice of forcing a Game 5. This type of comp is what you would expect with the old lineup. You know, Jizuke on LeBlanc and Kumo on Shen. You're like, oh, you know what? That makes a ton of sense. And yet they're having success with it here with the roster swap. You know, still pulling off this split push style that really was EG at their greatest heights in the LCS.
Yeah.
Now, they've got one more big play they have to pull off because the next big team fight results in Baron or Elder or both.
Damage on IgNar yet again. Chunk pretty low. Here comes the re-engage. The flash out. The taunt's still going to land. Good body to support. Doesn't matter what you have. You're still dead. GoldenGlue only loses the Banshee's Veil. And EG, look at the minion wave. They're already into the mid lane. They're all ready to siege this one down. Baron is alive. Elder Dragon's in 18 seconds. The middle inhibitor going to be dropping for this one. Turret's dropping in a lot of different spots on the map right now as bots being sieged in as well. Inhib is gone. Two big neutral objectives are up, and IgNar is down.
The evil geniuses strike again. LeBlanc, there's no response for it right now. GoldenGlue goes in again. They get the pick. IgNar down. 12 seconds left. You can try and get there really quickly. Does have Magical Journey. Does, have the possibility of running quickly. But again, GoldenGlue's just playing the offense here. He's trying to zone out the team continually on cooldown. Goes in. Gets the chunk down with his distortion, and that Elder Dragon is burning.
Yeah, good shock blast, and you can see they're just trying to aggressively mark FlyQuest. Where's Santorin? Nowhere near. Great. Elder Dragon picked up, and this is such a huge spike in damage. If you thought Turtle was dying quickly before, he is going to die even faster now. EG has so many tools to win this game and bring us the Silver Scrapes.
Yep. I mean, he's got no flash, even with a tiny Hex Drinker shield. LeBlanc going in with Elder Dragon should be the end of that AD carry. Locket, as you mentioned, now it's completed, so they have a little bit of extra shielding, but Elder Dragon, you need to use your Locket first so that your health bar actually doesn't get to execute range because the shields don't help you with execute. So you're going to have to use that Locket at the beginning. Make sure you get some value out of it. Meanwhile, EG, very easy spread here onto the Baron, even with Scuttle Crab vision. You know, FlyQuest can't face check into that. It's Elder Dragon team. You got to hope that you get a better look at the base.
All right, it's going to be FlyQuest giving this one away. They knew they couldn't play for it. Solo shoves in a wave, and that's it. Empowered recalls can mean that Huni grabs bot lane, no problem. Level 18 on the Shen. He's got 4 big items, and he's building towards his 5th, probably a Warmogs. This is a tank Shen ready to go. Everyone else ready to keep pushing here as well. Baron and Elder on for 115. And 1.5 afterwards with just the Baron buff. This top lane tier 2 cannot be defended. PoE can at most go for some poke, but if GoldenGlue gets over the wall, PoE might just die. Gets the move speed, lets the mini wave go down, lets that turret fall here as well. EG get that 6th turret. Actually 7th now as well, since mid is already gone, and the arrow's not going to land. Easy distortion. GoldenGlue had lost the Banshee's Veil. That was a small possibility without QSS up that could have been a play. Shock Blast does some decent damage, but again, GoldenGlue can regen back up by getting in combat with minions. Svenskeren pushes in mid, kites away from Shock Blast, and now again the poke towards the top lane turret. Every once in a while, Rapid Fire Cannon is up and Bang can shoot it, dropping another 400 health off that turret. Once again, waiting around, queuing the teammates, dropping off the Banshee's Veil. Turret still losing health, next auto comes in, that turret is gone.
Phreak, I'm starting to hear the Silver Scrapes. The turrets are going down, everything closing in on FlyQuest, and EG want to force us to game number 5. The Elder Dragon still 17 seconds on it. That is maybe when you see FlyQuest go for it. They will have Bard ulti.
They're going for the game winner right now. Ult to the top, big damage, stopwatch burn. Here comes the play. Here comes the ulti. Stops Zeyzal, but one turret is gone. Look at the re-engage. Triple inhib is in there. There's the kill as Solo tries for her ult and doesn't even get close to killing GoldenGlue. 1-for-0, 4v5 to defend, and EG looking to start the reverse sweep here. They lost the first two, they won 3. Looking to win number 4, the turret is gone. Shockwave does absolutely nothing, and it's time for FlyQuest to run away. GoldenGlue gets another couple of kills, the Nexus is gone, and EG have brought us to game 5.
Silver Scrapes, baby. Let's get it. Evil geniuses. They took a beating in the first 2 games, and people were already calling for a go next, but fighting back, showing tenacity here in this series. This is what it's all about. My mind even goes back to one of the big turning points, game number 3, very close game for them, and GoldenGlue on the Orianna finds the Shockwave onto Turtle. They chase him down, they push through for that victory. That sets them up for this game where they throw your Hecarim in the trash. No more Hecarim focus for Huni. He's on Shen, and that means GoldenGlue enabled again with the LeBlanc. Really good stuff to see in a best of 5. The sustainability here from EG, they've been able to refocus and push it the distance.
It's really cool. EG have found different ways to, it feels like, play almost the same composition. How else can we find dives and hard engages and pick that one person off that closes out the game? This time it was LeBlanc Shen. Well done to them. So